Hey, this is Josh Jack here, the man who has given up on sex, with psychological analyst Bee Lion back at it again. We didn't do an episode last week, but we're back here. This is our most popular show out of the other 12 shows we do. I think the first episode of this show has over 2,000 views, but as I said, unfortunately, no feedback. I guess people, maybe they're stunned. They're like, I don't even know what to say to this guy. What a pussy. But either way, my ways have not changed, folks. Of course, I am tempted, but my hatred and my bitterness for people in general, especially women, has continued, and I still go out. You know, I like to be around. Actually, Friday night, I went to this bar, and as I usually do, and it's different bars I go to. I try to go to different places. And I was like the only guy in this bar. There was like 12 girls. And I didn't do anything. I sat away from them. The old me would have sat as close as possible, hoping one of them would bump into me and I would talk to them. I just got me a drink. I sat down a couple feet away from them. And I just played with my phone like I was a queer. That's what I did.
In ways that you just feel like, now that you're not approaching, you'd rather just not even be around girls?
No, I want to be around. I wouldn't go out on a Friday or Saturday night because I wouldn't go to a bar if it was all guys. I want to be around them, but the weird thing is I just don't want to interact with them. Actually, I did make an approach Friday night only because I still do approach girls, but more as it says a goof to make myself laugh. So this Asian bouncer who he helps me, but he also makes fun of me. He told me like, hey, the bar is pretty empty because of the parade on last Thursday when the Eagles won the Super Bowl. I guess people weren't going out on Friday. They were very tired from partying all day, celebrating. So Friday night was pretty dead. So I'm out, and there was a group of Asian girls, and the bouncer said, you'll be the only guy. He was trying to talk to me. He was like, just go over and say hi. He's like, you'll be half as cool as any guy in this room. No, every guy in this room just being a pussy. And I was drunk, so I went over, and I said, hey, you ladies want to be in my dance crew? And they laughed, and I wasn't even trying to pick them up. I was just going for a laugh, and then I walked away. They didn't want to, And he's like, you got to follow up on that. And I was like, I wasn't really trying to pick them up. And he just made a face like, ah. But he wasn't mad or anything. He was just like frustrated. So I will make an approach, but it's always a goof. It's like I don't make serious approaches anymore. I'm tired of putting myself out there. I just want to have fun, and I feel more relaxed when I go out, even though I do get frustrated. I don't feel like a frustrated chode like I used to, as far as
You feel more, you just going out and having fun?
Yeah, I tried to. Like, I want to make myself laugh more and just have fun. And I bust out. I like hanging out with other people because I let loose. I dance more and I bust out corny dance moves and stuff. And it's just fun. I just want to. That's what I'm all about now. I don't know what it is. I feel like, as I said before, this could be all in my head, but I don't think it is. That maybe it's just a city that every woman I could be anywhere near. Even when I'm on the train or anything, I know stuff happens. I look like a terrorist and a rapist, and they all just look at me with such disgust. I guess I am disgusted, and I just get mad. I'm just like, even at my work. Unfortunately, at my job, not in my apartment, the whole building is like 65, maybe 70% women, and they're mostly middle age, and I don't know. Throughout the whole day, I'm just like, oh, these cunts. I wish they would just get a life, because they're always throwing parties and just doing stuff, just dumb girl shit, and I'm just like, this isn't work related. And even if they're nice, they come in my office and they're nice, I'm just like, I'm so angry. I don't know why. I can't get over it.
You're angry at them for being like just so much different because they're women? Is that what you're saying? Like,
no, not so much different. Just it's not all of them. It's the ones who, they don't have a lot of work, I guess. So they just, want to fucking, like I said, like they throw a party, which is fine. But then it's like they could ask me for something simple, like, hey, I need you to lift this box for me, and it's like just dumb shit like that. And I'll lift it because it's my job. And I had them like, she could pick this box. I'm not a strong guy, so if I could pick this box up, she can. But she just wants me to do it because, hey, these dumb guys are later. I mean, that's how I think of it. Just dumb shit like that. And I don't know.
That makes sense, yeah. It's like, what the fuck? Just because I'm a guy, I gotta pick this up?
And some of them act like alpha females, but then when it comes to that, they want guys to carry stuff. It's like, That's what I hate. It's like this whole we can do anything men can do and everything, but then when it comes to shit like that, men still have to take out the trash. It's like, oh, guys do that. It's like, well, we get it paid for the same job. Why can't she take out the trash? You know, just dumb shit like that. And I don't know. At the post office, this light skinned black bitch that works there, she just treats everybody like shit. Not just me, everybody. And I had to deal with her today, and I was so angry. I wanted to stick this pen I had in her fucking eyelids. I was so angry. I was just like, you're such a cunt. Like, you get paid $20 an hour. Thousands of people apply for this job. I don't know why they picked you. I guess because affirmative action. And she's just a fucking cunt, man. Just a miserable cunt. And I just hate people like that. I hate people that get these good jobs and they don't even deserve it. It's like, you should be at McDonald's. Shouldn't fucking.
What is she like?
What's that?
What does she do that frustrates you so much?
It doesn't, like, she doesn't even say hi. It's like she opens up the window. So because I pick up the mail, I go to like this service window. So you ring the little bell, and they open up the top half, and I say my company's name. I go, hey, and she doesn't even say hi. Like this one lady who's the usual lady. She's like sort of nice. She'll at least say, hey, how you doing today, or hi. She doesn't just say hi. She looks at me like I'm just stupid. She just looks at me like, and I go, hi, I'm from. And she just closes the door and makes a face like, thanks for nothing. And I'm like, she's not doing anything. Like, she's working. Then she gives me the mail, and then she had to give me more mail. And then she said, and I said, I thought it was my mail next. And she's like, no, not you, him. And she's just nasty all the. And even the customers, I hear her talking nasty. I'm just like, what the fuck, man? Like, why did they hire people like this? Like, she's probably the supervisor, so maybe that's what it is. I don't know. It's just, I'm the type of person, like, I won't go to this. If I get treated like shit once at a fast food place, I don't care by who. I never go back there again. I don't complain to the manager. I don't go to court. I just don't go back. I'm just like, fuck that, man. And unfortunately, I have to do my job. But she's not there every day, but she's so miserable looking. I was like, shit.
Yeah, when you work with somebody, especially if they're a customer service type person, and you see them be like, it's fine if you're miserable in life. That's still annoying, but it's not your job to be nice. But if you're doing stuff like that, where you're dealing with customers or other people have to work with you, and you've got an attitude, I don't care what your life experience is. The fact, like, it's not other people's problem that you're in a shitty mood. It's not a fair thing to put people through.
But that's what I was thinking. I was like, she obviously is having some problems at home. Maybe she's divorced. Because there are some women in my office I could tell. Like my main supervisor, she's nice at times, but there's also times where she says sexist shit about men. She's in her 60s, and I don't think she's married because her name is Miss something. It's not Mrs. And she'll like say something like, oh, you men are terrible. You don't know how to move stuff. Like, she said it once, and I didn't get offended. I was like, okay, she's just making a joke maybe. And then she said something again, like, I don't know what it is with you men, but you don't know. And I actually said something. I said, hey, I take offense to that. And I was being serious. And she looked at me and she was laughing. I said, no, really. I said, what? I said, imagine if I said that about women. I said, what is this? And she kept going. She would just every once in a while say something like, oh, you men. Oh, man, I'm telling you, men, you don't know. I don't know why I bother with you. All that. And then the other two guys at work, I brought it up to them. He said, oh, man, she's always like that. She hates men. She's got a problem with men and stuff like that. And I'm just ahead. I'm like, fuck her, man. Like, she's old and she couldn't find a man to stay. I mean, I don't know her situation. Maybe she found a man she loved and he died. I don't know. Maybe it's not her fault. But either way, I'm like, what is this shit? You know, imagine if I was a male boss and I was like, oh, you fucking women. Like, I would lose my job in a minute. But
that's crazy. So she's your boss?
Yeah, she's not mean though. She's usually nice, but when she's in a bad mood, like when there's something going on, or if we're moving stuff, like, you know, like we don't know shit about accessories. We had to pack a Christmas tree a month ago, and we don't know shit about it. We're Ben. We just want to throw this shit in a box, this giant tree, and she's like, you can't just stuff it in like that. Oh man, you men, you don't know how to move stuff, man. You just want to. And she kept saying stuff like that. We were just looking at each other like, what is with this bitch, man? Like, I think she just needs some dick in her old pussy hole.
Maybe that's something you need to do.
No.
I'm going to restore your faith in men.
Now, I know this show's mainly about me and my patheticness, but before you met your girlfriend, you you weren't single too long, I guess, before you met me. You went to a prostitute. We talked about that, and then I think after that, not too long, you met your girlfriend. I guess that was a fate of God that you. But did you feel hopeless, like really hopeless, like when you made some approaches and you were like, man, this is hard? Did you ever feel like I'm never gonna find anybody or I'm never gonna get laid? Did you ever think that, or were you just like, I'm still young and I got time and all that stuff?
Yes, I did. I felt like, yeah, it seemed weird. It seemed like there was something against me, whether it was like the weird thing is like when I was so shy that I couldn't even talk to girls at all. That's when I would get like some interest from girls. But then when I got older and I like actually sort of had some balls to talk to women, then suddenly they seemed not interested in me, and I felt like the world was playing. It kind of felt like the world was playing a trick on me. Like, oh, now that you actually feel like you can say something, these people don't like it. And I had a hard time separating the idea that one person wasn't into me versus like nobody being attracted to me. It's still a weird thing because even though I have a girlfriend, I still feel like there's a certain amount of. I feel like she's the exception. Like she's the one person in the world who actually likes me. I feel like, and I don't know that that's true, but do you? I guess my curiosity for you then is, do you feel like you base your self-esteem on how interested girls are in you?
Well, no, it's not even just girls. It's like life in general. Like I said, I live with my parents still, and when I moved back with my parents, back when I was 28, that I felt like my life was over. At first, I felt fine. I was like, you know what, this is actually not bad. I'm in the basement now. I'm a little further away, and I don't have to worry about strange guys going over to my place. When I was living with that girl, I was like, this is nice. But then after like a month or so of them treating me like shit and calling me names and yelling in my room and just bothering me, and it's like the way my parents talk to me and treat me like a baby, and I feel stuck in life. That's a reason too. It's not just girls; it's just in general. It's like these pickup artist guys I talk to, they don't get it, because some of them have their own place and their own life. They don't get it. It's like when you have something you feel like is sucking life out of you. It's like getting laid's not going to make me feel better. It's like even if it'd be great for a few minutes, but like then after that, I still have these problems. So it's that too.
Right. So you understand that that's just part of life. Like that's one ingredient to being happy, maybe not the entirety. Whereas I had this idea that getting laid would fix everything.
Yeah, I think we
Like
all
that's
do.
all.
Because as a guy, that's especially when you're young. It's like that's all you're supposed to do. It's like, yeah, hang out with friends. That's important, but it's like, gotta get laid no matter what. That's all that's on your mind. Gotta get laid, and then you base that on success as well. So you can be doing well in life if you're not like I don't want to drop this guy's name, but a friend of mine, he told me that he's doing well in life. He paid off his debt, his college loans. He paid off his car, and he owed a lot of money in student debt. And now he's saving up for like a house. I think he owes a little bit credit card money, but he's saving up. He has a really good job, but he still feels like a loser because he doesn't have a girlfriend. So it's kind of like that. It's like, I mean, or because he's not getting laid. So you base everything on success with pussy, and if you're not getting any pussy, you feel like, man, this all means nothing. Like who cares if I have friends? Who cares? I need to get laid, man. You know. It's just weird, that whole thing. As far as girls go, they don't have to work to get laid. So to them, it's just it's a little important, but they know they can go on an app or something, or just go online and get laid. It's not the same, we go through.
Yeah, it's a very strange thing. When you've used like dating apps and stuff, was it almost always? Did it almost always have to be you to make the first move to say something?
No, I got messages sometimes, and I got matches, like the Bumble app. That's when they encourage the girls to message first. I got messaged first quite a bit, but the problem is girls, they just want to, they go out with their friends and they just want to laugh and make fun of guys, and or just, show each other messages, and just they're just bored. It's just something to do with their friends when they're having their dumb sleepovers. It's not like most of them are not willing to meet a guy. And I got rid of the apps about a month ago, and I don't miss them. I don't even think about it. It was weird. It was like a chore. Like I would feel like, oh, especially when I got a job in the city, I was like, because when you're in the suburbs, you don't get a lot of options. It's the same girls, but you go to the city, the pool opens, lots more. So you're like, oh, okay, I gotta go. So it felt like a job though. Like, I gotta go on. And then I didn't meet a single girl off there. And then I realized they're looking for a good-looking guy. They're looking for a fucking Eric Andre with his dick hanging out. They're looking for someone they can brag about. They're not looking for some regular slum like me that can meet in a bar. You know what I mean? Even the fat girls are looking for like something they can't have.
The Eric Andre example is interesting.
I don't know. Well, did you see the video of him and Hannibal Buress? You could find it. They switch each other's phones and they fuck with girls on Tinder. So Hannibal takes Eric's phone, and Eric takes Hannibal's phone. He messages girl, and he just writes like he's screaming, and he's just fucking around. And then Hannibal takes Eric's phone and puts the matches to men and women. So he's getting matches from guys, and he's like, "Hey, come over, man," and stuff. And he's like, "Hey," and they're just fucking with each other. But yeah, no, it's just stuff like that, But I'm glad I'm off those sites, and I also deleted my Plenty of Fish, OkCupid. I've signed up for those sites off and on for years. Met some people, but I'm just glad. I mean, I hope I don't. Eventually I'm going to cave out of boredom and join again. I really hope I don't, because it's just a waste of time. It's just girls are just angry, it seems, on these dating sites. And I don't know why. They got their ass to tits hanging out, and they're angry. Like, don't say this, don't say that. They give you a bunch of rules. And it's like, well, why are you on a website with your ass and tits hanging out if you want a guy to take you seriously?
Well, what kind of stuff are they saying? Like, don't say this, don't say that.
Like, they all say, don't talk to me about sex. Don't mess with me about sex. But they all look like they want sex in their pictures because they're trying to attract the guys. So they got their titties hanging out, ass hanging out. Just look very promiscuous. And then when you message them and say, hey, let's fuck, then they get mad. And it's like, but even when you're nice, that doesn't work either. Even if I say hi, that's boring. But if I say, hey, let's go to bed together, that's too much. So it's like, I guess you gotta find a middle ground. But even that, it's like no matter what you say, you're wrong. And that's one of the reasons I'm glad.
Well, let me ask you this. And this is just a thought. This is not. I'm not saying this works or doesn't. What if your intent was not to get something out of them, but just what does this person want to hear, and what would be a way that she would see value in me? For example, say like, well, I guess that is kind of trying to get something out of them. But what if, in other words, your intent was a more selfless intent, like I just want to connect with a person? And you're just like, hey, what's up? I see you like. Have you ever sent a message like, hey, I see you listen to blah blah blah. Yes. What makes you interested in country music or whatever?
Yeah, I do that. Like I said, I don't always message them and say, hey, let's go fuck. But I'm saying I tried everything. I tried being nice. That doesn't work. And then I tried being bold. That's vulgar. That doesn't work. And then I also did the thing when you read their profile, and I go, just like you said, oh, hey, you like this? And that's what I'm saying. It's like they just want what they want. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what you say. It matters a little bit, but they're not interested. It doesn't matter. But I tried that, yeah. And I've got dates and stuff many years ago. But now as I'm older, I don't know. It seems like it's just harder. And I think it is because of my mental, the way I think. But I also think there's something about it. I blame it on the part of it on the whole hipster liberal thing. It's just something. It seems like I wanted to bring up race because it's hard to talk about it with you, not in the sense that you're just a white guy. Now, there are girls out there who don't want to date white guys. So I'm not saying because you're white, you can get any girl you want. But
are you saying, yeah, go ahead.
But what I'm saying is, this is what I see. Now, maybe this is what my brain wants to see. Especially at bar, I feel like white girls are very nice to black guys, like more nice. So they treat everybody like shit. Like I know some liberal white people, they treat everybody like shit, but black people they treat extra special. Like they treat white people like shit, everybody like shit, but then black people they're out of their way nice to show them, hey, I'm not racist, I'm your buddy. I see that so many times, and in bars, and if I walk up to like two white girls, I could say, hey, how's your night going? And they'll look at each other like, get the fuck away from me. Then if a black guy walks up to them, it doesn't matter what he looks like. He can just walk up and say the same thing. Hey, what's up? And they'll laugh and smile and go, oh, hey, how you doing? And I'm like, it's not always like that. It's not even just about white girls, but I feel like race matters too. And I feel like because of my mixed, like I said, I look like, they think I'm Arab looking or something. They maybe think I'm Arab or whatever it is. But I feel like, I don't know what it is. Girls in general just treat me like she always thought if I was fully white, maybe it would be better. Or if I was, I don't know, man. Like, I just think it's a very liberal city in here in Philly. And seems like most girls just want a black guy now, almost. But I know this black
really
guy.
interesting.
If you say it to a black guy, they go, no, I've heard girls say to me all the time, I don't like black guys. They deal with that too. Because I remember I was watching a pickup video of a black guy, and he was getting this white girl number and stuff. Some guy in the chat room, Michael Gilligan, black half is bad news. Very nice. Thank you for chiming in, sir. Feel free to hang out. But yeah, so I've had black guys tell me, like, no, dude, that's not true. One Indian girl told a black guy one night I was with, he was like, she said, I don't like black guys. Maybe she just said it to get away from him. So that they face shit like that too. But I'm just saying that as far as what I see, I go, it just seems like there's so many white girls with black guys now. And I'm not saying that a white girl can't just like a black guy. Like if she's with him, oh, she must be mad at her father. Or, oh, but it does seem like some of these girls are dating him for some sort of liberal stance. You know what I mean? Like, I guess Trump reminds them of their father. And they just want the BBC to get back at their...
Now, do you find it... okay, let me ask you this. Are you attracted to girls who have a similar racially to yourself?
No, I don't care about race at all.
Not that you don't care, but I'm saying... I guess what I'm saying is, do you find that that's an issue with girls who aren't white? That they're still, like, either like into black guys or white guys?
I don't understand the question. It's my fault.
What I'm saying is, do you find that whether it's white girls, black girls, Hispanic girls, they're all gravitating towards either, pure white guys or black guys, and not really a racially in-between type of person, I guess you could call it, as yourself?
Yeah, so I feel that, as far as what I see in the city, that Spanish girls mostly stick to Spanish guys. Asian girls stick to Asian guys, but they also date white guys too. I never see Asian girls with Spanish guys or black. I see Asian girls with black guys once in a while. But as far as white girls go, that's why I was bringing it up. I've been seeing this for like the last 2 years. It's kind of funny, that stereotype of black guys getting like the really fat, ugly white girls. It was true for a while. But I gotta say, over the last 2 years or so, I've seen black guys with like some really hot white girls, and this is also something else I've been seeing. I've been seeing like a group of college kids. It'd be like one black guy with like 5 white girls, or like one black guy with like, not to say he's with all of them. He's probably just maybe he's dating one of them, but I've been seeing it, and I don't know what it is. But I feel like, and I'm not against it. I know people are like, hey man, let people date who they want. I'm like, I'm not stopping it. I don't care. I watch fucking interracial porn. I don't give a shit what people do. But I just feel like they're, not to say they're treating me bad, but that same girl, if I was saying hi to her, if I'm not black or something, they would just treat me like shit. And I think that it's about respect. That's my whole point. That's why I feel like I stopped approaching, not just getting laid as hard, but over respect. They don't seem like they respect me as a person. Forget about it, even as a man. And I go, forget this shit. And it's not all about race, but I feel like a part of it is that. Like I said, like they don't know what I am, and maybe if I was like fully white, maybe it would help, maybe it wouldn't. But I don't know, man. I got my wacky thoughts.
No, I mean, it's interesting. Have you ever thought about having like a I don't know, maybe this would seem creepy or something, but having like a camera set up of some kind, not that you would do anything perverted or anything, but that you could watch it later and be like, oh, I didn't notice this facial expression on the girl, or, she was reacting in a different way. Like, for example, like I said before, when I'm doing this show, sometimes there's things that you say or things that Bill says that in the moment I will misinterpret, and then later on when I'm listening, I'm like, oh, I get it. And I'm wondering do you think sometimes maybe in the moment, I'm not sure, if you still get nervous around girls or what, but do you think there's sometimes where in the moment maybe it's so intense that you misinterpret it because you want it to go well?
Yeah, that could be it, and I try to film my approaches. I have one where I used the word cunt over and over, but that was for comedy purposes, and I got the number. But yeah, I wanted to get feedback, video feedback, but yeah, I think, like I said, it's not always about race or look. Sometimes, yeah, it could be I said something weird, I'm making a joke, I weirded them out, sure. But I'm saying that as far as just respect goes, I feel like women are just angry for some reason. Not all, but most. And I'm like, why? They don't have to approach anybody. They don't have to do anything. And then I'm doing all this work, and at the end of the day, it's still like, well, you need to work all this. You can't say this. You can't do that. I'm like, forget it. It's like, I'm just not good enough. And it's like, I'm actually fine with it. It's been years, so I've just learned to accept it. It's not a big deal. It's not the biggest thing in my life right now. I'm actually fine with it. I feel like I'm just, this guy, Michael Gilligan, said, you guys sound like bitches. Well, why don't you call in to the show, sir, at the middle number, 484-200-5186, and why don't you talk like a man? Why don't you tell us what we should be doing?
What's he talking about?
Come on. We're such
Like
bitches. Why don't let's be the alpha male doggy, and let's get it cracking.
Yeah, let's hear from a real man about
Let's
how
hear
to talk
from the
to
alpha.
women.
Come on. Or is your mother there in the room with you, you 13-year-old fuck, and you can't call in? This is Josh Jack you're talking to. I'm a fucking comedy legend. You know what the fuck I am? You're on my fucking channel, douchebag. Now call in right now.
484-200-5816. Is it 5816 or 518?
5186.
5186.
Yeah.
484-200-5186.
Yeah, he knows. It's right there in the middle. He sees it. All
I
right.
got you.
Well, maybe I do sound like a biatch, if you would say. But listen, I'm tired of these hoes walking all over me, sir. I'm tired of it. I'm not going to stand for it. I'm going to spend more time doing videos that won't get views. Leave me alone.
I'd really like to know what this guy's talking about because I have no fucking idea. But do you think that if you were traveling the country as a comic, you'd still have a hard time getting laid?
That's what I want to do. I want to travel so I can see what the bitches are like. I want to write blogs and try to help other guys out. And I want to do comedy as well. And I want to see the world. So it's all about money, man. A lot of this stuff is all about money.
Are you now? I know this is sort of a performing arts question, but I'm just curious. Since we're talking about like the idea of you traveling the country, do you feel like if you had the money to travel now, how many minutes of material, if you had to say feature, or if you get to the point of headlining, how many minutes of material would you say you think you have?
Well, I mean, I have hours of stuff, but unfortunately, I never put things together, so I don't know. I know the most I've ever done was 16 minutes or something like that, and so I know I can do at least 20, and if I put my mind to it, I can do at least a half an hour, so I can definitely feature. I might write the headline, but I can definitely feature.
And do you still do you do shows? Do you try to get on shows, say at like the Cabaret?
No, I mean, as far as the Cabaret goes, I mean, I started that when I first started out. I mean, my material doesn't fit in there, even if I cleaned it up. It's like college. Oh, the guy left the room. Fuck you. People, they don't want to make the show better. It's like, call in, man. I mean, because I challenged them. That's why I left. Call in, man.
Bitch.
Yeah. Sounds like you're a bitch. Like I said, I guarantee he's 13 years old. He's on my YouTube. And he's probably going to unsubscribe from me now. Oh, I lost another subscriber who never listened to my stuff. Sad. But yeah, no, the Cabaret shows were cool. I mean, it's good stage time, but it's like, if they want to hear someone, and this isn't a knock. I love Ed McGonigal. Someone like Ed McGonigal who does like topical jokes, Tonight Show type jokes, or a comedian who talks about their wife and kids, relationship type jokes. They don't want to hear a guy like me talk about my cunt spewing, raping comedy that some sick people enjoy. But do we have anything else for the Give It Up on Sex?
I mean, I don't know how long you want this episode to be. I have a handful of questions here.
Oh, let's do it then, because on your show you were talking about how you like to let things flow, and I don't want to bore I don't want to bore you with my style of sticking to a script. So please, sir, ask away.
All right. So you were talking about something on your podcast recently, and I think you were even talking about it today as well on this show. You were talking about something called self-amusement. And what is that? Is that a pickup term?
Yes. I'm sorry. It's not funny what you said. It's just funny because you nailed it. It is a pickup term. So self-amusement is pretty much, and this is something I've always been doing. I just never knew the term. It's pretty much making yourself laugh. So guys go out, whether it's to get laid or have fun, and there's this pressure. I got to get laid. I got to approach girls. I got to be the man. So when you make yourself laugh, you're just goofing off. You don't give a fuck. You're just having fun. You're trying to just be. You're meeting people. So you make yourself laugh to make yourself smile, to get yourself in a good mood, instead of just being like some guys who just stand around, look like they want to fight somebody.
So is that something that you do whether you're trying to get laid or not? You just you'll go out and just for the sake of having fun?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's part of my personality anyways. I'm always trying to laugh and have fun and make people laugh, especially at nighttime. It's just people are drunk, so I don't approach random people like I used to when I was doing the pickup thing. I would approach groups and I would talk to everybody. Now so much, only if I'm in the mood or something, I'll talk to some random people. But yeah, man, self-amusement is something I always try to do wherever I go, even at work. Differently, be professional. Can't do a gang.
And what do you do? Are there things you do as part of self-amusement?
It's the same
do
thing.
You
like I said, I'm pretty.
Look in the mirror.
No, I mean, it's just talking to me. I seen you do it too. Like when you're at the Crooked Eye Brewery, like people are smoking or something, and you would go over and just say a joke or something. Could be, it's anything. It's like I try to give myself a line. Like I make up like a pickup line or just a random line, and if I think of it, I'll say it to somebody all night. I'm trying to think of an example. I think one night I came up with this lame line of, "Have you ever wished upon a shooting star?" And I would say that to a girl, and they would go, "No," and I go, "I have," and they would actually stop. They were kind of like interested, and they were like, "Oh, really?" And I go, "Yeah." They go, "What happened?" I go, "It didn't come true," or something. And then I would say it to a random guy, like, "Hey, I just said that to the girl." And then he would laugh and go, "Oh, that's cool, man." And I would just do that all night if I was drunk enough and in the mood, and I just making myself laugh and just talking to people, and it was cool. But some nights I don't talk to anybody. I'll go the whole night without, because I go up by myself too, and it's not hard. I'm used to it. But some nights I'm just used to being alone. I'm just like, I'm just gonna stand around and just blend in with the in crowd.
And you really don't like to guys, like you feel like it's pointless
talking to guys, you said?
Yeah.
No, I talk to guys too. I mean,
where it's like, if your goal going out isn't to get laid, why do you feel so averse to talking to guys?
I just said I did.
Oh.
Yeah, so I was actually thinking about this a while ago. This guy who was traveling from somewhere. I think he was from Antarctica. This light-skinned black guy. It was so weird. He came to the cabaret a year ago or so to see the show, and then I went out Saturday night. He was out in Old City, and I was doing my sober commentary, and I started talking to him. I said, "Hey, I was one of the comedians at the cabaret." So we got in a cab together, and we went to this after-party spot. And he said, "Man, one of the things I realized about Philly is the guys are really cool, but the girls are stuck up." And I said, "Well, yeah, I feel the same way. Not there's douchebags, but most guys are cool." So 2 Fridays ago, or 3 Fridays ago, these random Mexican guys, they were traveling from Texas. Long story short, they played this thing called foot golf. It's pretty much like soccer, but they kick a ball into a hole. They were traveling, so they may be part of their group, they gave me a armband, and they said, "Hey man, you can't lose this armband. You're part of our group." They called me Alan. I don't know why. They said that's their captain's name, and he's not here, so you go Alan. So they bought me 6 beers and 2 shots the whole night, and they got me really drunk, and they were like, "Alan, Alan." They were approaching girls for me and stuff. And then when I was hanging out with them, I was meeting other guys too. And the whole night I was thinking, I'm getting along with every guy in this bar, but every girl in this bar is just a stuck-up cunt. And then I thought about what that guy said, and I said, it's true. It's like, it's easier to meet guys and, be cool with guys than girls. They have a chip on their shoulder. What's that? They just going out because they know guys want to fuck them. And I guess, I understand that. They have to kind of have that shield up, but they're just, mean to me. I feel like they're just mean and just not nice. And then, not all guys. There's douchebag guys who push people and just do dumb shit, but good amount of guys, you can easily just say anything and they're be cool with you. So I do talk to guys. And actually, I told you, I hang out with these random pickup guys by accident. I run into one, and then he invite me to hang out with his friends, and I'm hanging out with all these dudes, and we're talking and stuff. I'm around dudes all the time. I do comedy, that's all guys. I'm around guys all the time.
Yeah, I brought that up because I thought a minute ago you were telling me, like, you don't like to go to bars if there's guys there.
No,
like, you try to...
Well, yeah, because I am going out to have fun, but I do want to be around, some girls. I mean, I would be lying if I said that. But I don't want to approach them, though. It's more like I like to look at them. I like to be around them. I still consider myself a straight guy, because that's hard to believe. But I just don't care to talk to them, interact with them, or give them attention. But I wouldn't go to a bar if it's all guys, because I would feel kind of like gay. Because the guys are going out for girls anyways. So if they're there, I could still meet guys around the girls. And as you said before, I don't have a problem with gay people, but, I'm not interested in going out and hanging out with gay guys.
Well, didn't you say you went to gay clubs to pick up girls?
I went to, this is years ago, Memorial Day, Sunday night, before Monday or something, 4 years ago, I was in this bar, and I moved the table out the way for this girl, and she thought I was nice, so she started talking to me, she's like, "Are you by yourself?" And she felt bad for me, and I said, "I'm going to go head home." She's like, "No, hang out with me and my friends. They were all from New Brunswick or something," so I hung out with them, and they invited me to Woody's. So we walked from Old City to Woody's, which is like about a 20-minute walk, and then we went inside. So I went to a gay club once on a Sunday night, and there was hardly no girls there. Everyone was like, "Oh, go to a gay bar. You can meet lots of girls." It was just trannies, gay guys, and like 2 or 3 girls, and that's it.
So why did those girls invite you there?
What's that?
Of all the bars to go to, why did they invite you to go there?
I guess the girls wanted to go, and it was like 2 couples and another girl and a guy, and like it was kind of a waste of a night in a sense, but it was an adventure. Like I said, random people will invite me to hang out with their friends, and I will go just for the adventure, just for the story.
Now, do you ever say to people, "Hey, we should"? Did you ever try to get somebody's number just to hang out as friends?
No, it's a mutual thing. And matter of fact, this one guy asked me for my number when I met him through these other guys, and then it was mutual. We both never texted each other. And it was weird. He was saying something like, "I feel like you're like me, man. I feel like we're the same guy." We both never text. I guess we both were the same guy because we never texted each other. So he was right.
So why didn't you ever text him?
Because I didn't really feel like he was cool, but it was for the night, and I was hanging out with these pickup guys, and it was weird. I was hanging out with this guy for the first time. He brought this other guy. The other guy approached these 2 girls and him. So the 2 guys were talking to the 2 girls. He asked me to sit down. He said, "Hey man, I'm not trying to be rude, but your boys over there, they can talk to these girls I'm with." He said, "They're my friends, but they're not going to get any, just let you know." And I said, "Okay, that's cool. I don't care." And then the one girl was into the one guy. And I said, "Hey, I thought you said he wasn't going to get any. She's into him." He's like, "Yeah, she's pretty much a slut. She's my best friend, but she'll spread her pussy for anybody." And
What?
then we were talking and stuff, and I was like, "I'm just going to meet some other people." He was like, "You talk to other people?" He was like, he seemed almost kind of gay. He was a nice guy. I don't think he was gay, but he had like this really like upbeat, almost too flamboyant type personality. And I was like, "Yeah, we can meet some people." He's like, "Come on, let's go. I want to meet some people." So he's followed me around the bar. So I go, "Okay, let's talk to those 2 girls over there." And this is really weird. He ran from across the bar and jumped into the seat. He jumped into the seat. I was just
Oh,
like,
were these girls sitting? He just jumped into a seat over at their table.
he across from them. And I remember I wanted to walk away, and I was like, oh. And I just sat down because I didn't, And we were talking to them, and then they left, and then we're meeting other people, and then he was like, "This guy right here, man, he's just like me. I feel like I met my twin, man. Yeah." You never met this comedian Fenris before? I can't explain his personality. It's I don't know, but he had this ukulele player who does offensive songs. He kind of had that type of personality. I can't explain it. And then he asked me for my number. And we never texted each other. I didn't text him. He didn't
Was he
text
like
me.
a clingy guy? Like, yo, we should hang out all the time
No.
after just meeting you?
No, but he was just like he went to. I forgot what college he went to. He went to Villanova, and at the time I was working for St. Joe's, and he was like, "Oh, that's my rival." And I said, "Well, I don't work for the. I work for the mailroom." He's like, "Oh," and he invited me to a party the next day, some sort of laser party, and I didn't go. And maybe that's why I didn't text him. But I mean, he was a cool guy, but he didn't text me either.
Yeah. No, that's interesting.
All right. Do you have anything else? Because we have.
I do, but we can wrap this up. We
how
can
much-
answer some more questions next week.
Well, how much more questions do you have?
8 or 9 or 10, maybe 30.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. So you wrote these all down today, or are you just coming up with this?
I'm trying to remember if I wrote them down. Let's say Monday. Yeah, I guess I worked on these earlier.
All right. So yeah, let's save it for another time.
I try to put some prep into the show. It's not
Good.
consistent every week, but
I
I'm
appreciate it.
trying to.
So yeah, let's save it for another time because we have to make up another episode. I guess it is to catch up, whatever. So.
Yeah. All right.
So this has been Give It Up on Sex, and email us at tlndshow@outlook.com. If you have any, if you want to tell us we sound like bitches, hey, you want to be a man, come on this show and call in. You teach us. I'll listen. Certain people back down of that, but you go find the show on YouTube, iTunes, subscribe. Any topics, feel free. This has been Give It Up on Sex. Forever.